Alright, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. As you can tell behind me, this isn't exactly the A3 today, but you've seen this car on the channel before. This is actually my buddy Amir's super crazy Golf R. You've seen this thing kill Hellcats out on the street, and today we're going to be upping the ante a little bit to maybe make that Hellcat now be Lamborghinis. So today we're actually going to be throwing a bunch of supporting mods in for the fat new turbo, which is now under the hood of this Golf R. Yeah, so we're basically going to be turning this thing into even more of a beast, running full E85 with multi-port injection on a is this an
OEM Euro manifold. So it's Precision Raceworks MPI kit with 980cc CTS injectors on an OEM European Golf R intake manifold. So
yeah, so on top of having multi-port injection, we're also doing a large front mount intercooler upgrade. We're also going to be doing a classic PCV delete, and this is also going to be for the catch can as well. Also, we've got throttle pipes. We also have Black Forest Industry motor mounts that are going to be going in. We have a 034 dog bone mount insert that's also going to be going in. A whole bunch of electrics that are also going to be going in. We're going to be throwing in an ethanol sensor on the car so that we can have full control over knowing what our mixture and everything is. And then
this beast of a thing, which is a PEG Parts 450 brushless low pressure fuel pump. So gonna need this for E85.
Yeah, and with obviously with all the supporting hoses and everything that are capable of E85, because the stock in-tank lines actually cannot handle E85. So we're now going to be eliminating potential for another problem.
Yeah, it was actually super convenient. The Radium Engineering fuel line just shipped in, so
yeah, I gotta go pick that bad boy up.
And then it's install time.
Yeah, and another couple little small things. We also have a EQT turbo muffler delete and discharge pipe. And then what's all this about?
The secret behind running high pressure or low pressure fuel pump upgrades, such as the Walbro 450. This is a Torque Bite PM4, so it's a low pressure fuel pump controller. It's designed to allow cars like this to run upgraded fuel pumps and really use them to their potential.
And then obviously we have the generic stage 2 stuff. So we also have an R-line intake, the CTS turbo catless downpipe.
Catless downpipe.
Yeah, catless downpipe, and then Amitrix exhaust.
No, it's a non-resonated Miltech track exhaust.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing's loud as all hell, as you've seen in the drag racing video. And right now it is actually hooked up on JB4, but we will be switching to a Cobb access port.
And pro-tuned on E85 by EQ Tuning down in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Yeah, so this thing's going to be a total beast. Yeah, so we're basically just going to jump into throwing all these parts on in one shot here, and hopefully we're not going to run into too many hiccups. So without further ado, we're gonna jack this bad boy up. We're gonna rip the bumper out.
Please don't.
We're gonna rip the bumper off. We're gonna pull the intake manifold out. Basically, the engine bay is gonna be getting pretty naked pretty quick here. Unfortunately, this isn't gonna be too much of a crazy DIY. All of the videos that I've been watching to take this all apart has been done by Humble Mechanic. His stuff is absolutely awesome. So if you need to know how to do any of these installs, go watch his videos. Literally just look him up on YouTube. I don't even need to plug him. He's a huge Volkswagen guy, but he does a great job. Anyways, let's jump into it and let's pull this front bumper off and get the intercooler and the new multi-port injection set up on the Golf R.
That's just the cardboard popping.
I was like, that's a bolt.
Alright, other side.
And then you have the radar thing, right?
Radar. pops, it's a coolant one. Yeah, there you go. You got it. Going in though, it doesn't like. No, there should be nothing right here.
Okay. On the roof rack, I think. Sure. All right. So right now we're taking a little pause of a hiatus from the intercooler because we're having a little bit of an issue looking up some mounting procedures. So right now we're just gonna start by disconnecting the fuel lines to the high pressure fuel pump so we can start pulling the lines that we need to off to have replaced and fire up the multi-port injection manifold. Yeah, this is gonna be quick because, like I said, I've already basically done this, so it'll be real easy. But yeah, just pulling this line off from the high pressure right now because we have to replace it with a different one. But
I don't want to pull too hard on this because the fuel sender is right there. It's like a.
oh, sorry, loose.
Intake manifold.
No, the big bundle of connectors out of back here. So just remember, kids, that diameter of pipe, which is like, what do I have to compare this with? Put that next to your iPhone. That diameter of pipe is like 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches across, and that charge pipe on the turbo was killing Hellcats. And now we're going to that with a big turbo.
You versus the guy she tells you not to worry about.
Literally. Oh my god, dude.
A bit hard to see here, but we're taking the turbo muffler off of the turbocharger right now. It's right in behind that DV. Proven to be difficult.
Yeah.
And there we go.
Goodbye.
Turbo muffler.
Volkswagen turbo muffler. Anyone wants it, it'll be on eBay for $300. And new turbo muffler. Alright, yeah, you can try and get that off. So out with the trash, in with the slightly less trash, the actual way it should have been from the factory. So we're obviously just gonna swap the orange gasket for that, and then slap that guy right back in, and then we're gonna hook up the multi-port injection after we do a little cleanup of the engine bay and some debris. Oh, this is gonna be hard. All right, so after screwing around for an extensive period of 3 hours, we're finally putting the multi-port injection on. I'll just put the first bolt in.
Is it in the bottom?
Somewhere.
All right. We'll be right back after these brief messages.
All right, so we have the intake manifold all bolted in, minus just doing the accessory stuff like the coolant pipes and the connectors and the charge pipes and everything, but it's 100% in. A little thing that kind of made it a bit tricky was we actually had to pull the engine lift point and the engine cover mount out off of the front of the engine just because the multi-port rail was actually contacting it. But other than that, it's now in. We're gonna fire up the ethanol sensor now from the multi-port rail with the quick disconnects. And then we will be moving on to mounting the intercooler on the front crash bar because it's not a direct swap-in unit, but it's actually getting a little bit late and we have to go pick up some more parts for the car. So we're gonna just fire the ethanol in real quick and easy. Nothing to it, just quick disconnects. He'll mount that guy up and we'll jump back to getting the intercooler in.
Airbag delete.
We're on to arguably the cringiest part of this build. Having to drill into the crash bar because of the mounting style of the front mount intercooler upgrade that we're doing. This is gonna take a while. Obviously we're just drilling holes, nothing really fancy here to show. But we're basically like, it's all measured up and we're just having to drill through the lower portion of the crash bar. So we'll update once we're through that. And then Amir's just doing some wiring up top, nothing super fancy. And then throw it all back together and we should be done. All right, so after a long shit show of drilling, the holes in the crash bar are ready for the bolts for the intercooler. So I'm gonna slap that on. And yeah, I don't got much to say because that fucking sucked. Okay, well I'll bolt this up and then we'll run the pipes. All right, so major update time. We are basically on the home stretch as far as mechanical stuff goes because basically everything's done. MultiPort is installed, intercooler is installed and plumbed. That's ready to rock and roll. So now we're just working on the electrical stuff. Right now we are repinning the ECU to run the MultiPort and the ethanol and all that fun stuff. So as you can see, as sketchy as possible, there's a paper clip in the ECU connector. So we're going to be repinning this, and Amir, since he is the engineer in the situation, will be dealing with the electrical and I will be spectating.
Yeah, so just to give you an idea of what we're doing here is, so we have 5 pins on our MPI harness. So I believe it's yellow, white, gray, and orange, and blue, and I guess more than 5. And so what we're doing is the rest of world, Golf Rs, GTIs, Golfs, everything in Europe, in Mexico, South America, all of them are built from the factory with factory multi-port injection. So what they do is they build their ECUs to handle that capability for all markets and then just not install the multi-port injection on the North American cars. What they do is they install little plastic blanks in inside these pins,
which we will not be able
probably
to see.
not going to be able to see, but we'll get a light here. And so you can see there's pins in these ones and these ones, but plastic blanks in the ones for the MPI. Now what we're doing, just using a small metal tool, if you have a pin or a D-pin connector, a Volkswagen tool set, by all means use that, but any small little piece of metal like a paper clip is going to work. In order to do that, you have to deconnect the entire ECU harness, and then what you're doing is you're popping the back cover off and taking a little retainer clip out. What's gonna make your life a lot easier is cutting back this harness, not for the faint of heart, but just be careful, take your time. And yeah, so you wanna create some space in behind this so that you can see where the black plugs are being pushed out so that you can feed your terminals from the multi-port injection back into there. And then the assembly is the reverse of the disassembly. So crossing my fingers here, I think I know what I'm doing. So. That's not good.
Is it not locking? Good? Nice. Well done. Now we only have to do that 7 more times.
What was it, Miles?
Yeah, it's gonna happen eventually.
Just watch these sides on your side. The where it's rubbing. It's gotta line up nicely.
There you go. That's it. Damn, boy.
That is not stuck.
That is no. Oh, tricky, you're teasing me. Yes, indeed.
Fucking meat and potatoes.
I swear, officer, it's stock. I don't know what you mean. I don't know how I don't know how I got away from the helicopter. Damn, boy.
I'm just not being enough of a man.
It's all good.
Hello.
Yeah, and then there's bolts. There's no, it's
These are
just
lined
1 and 2. That's it.
And then just
These aren't holes. Those are just for show. I don't know. Let's finish the wiring. Let's take this thing for a rip.
let's do it. Looking good. Good to go. What's that? No, there's nothing. I can see under there. We're on 4s. Dude, this is now at a manageable height.
Literally.